Yeah, we live. All right. Yeah, man. Let's go. All right. You still there, B? All right, for sure. And we're going. Listen. Hold on. All right, man. Welcome once again. We are here at Fathers and Sons Speak. What an episode we have planned for you today, man. I gotta tell you, man. Listen, and I just want to, pause because at this point we would probably say something like, "This episode is brought to you by," but we know that that's going to be coming in the future. Thank you for tuning in, man. Thank you for tuning in. I got on the show with us today, Brian Fort. Man, I'm just hanging in. Hold on. I'm getting some feedback. Are you hearing that? Hold on. What is that? Do you hear that? I literally am getting like a whole bunch of like shh. You're not hearing that though, huh? Hold on. Hello? Yeah. Yeah, B, it's coming from your end. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, that's crazy. All right, let me try again. All right, man. Listen, we are excited about today's episode, man. Listen, if you have not been paying attention to what's happening, a little bit about it really quickly, just to kind of put us in context. All right, so today we're here with special guest Brian Fort, and we're here with a special edition of Fathers and Sons Speak, man. Today we're discussing a Netflix show, All American, which is an American sports drama TV series created by a person. Her name is April Blair. We got to get her on the show. And inspired by the life of a professional football player, Spencer Daysinger. Man, listen, and if you haven't watched this show, we're not going to give away too much, but you may want to pause and watch it just to make sure that we don't spoil anything for you. But Brian, how you doing today? How you doing? Dude, and when we talk about Fathers and Sons Speak, man, and just trying to highlight the significance and the impact of father and son relationships, man, this show will have you all messed up, man. Listen. Yeah, man, and listen, I appreciate that, man, and this is a show where we definitely gonna cover it, man. So let me just go ahead and give some kind of bit of an introduction, right? Just because we know that on Fathers and Sons Speak, we create a safe space for brothers to share stories. We know that this is a place, a sacred space for us to be honest and open, and we know that this is something that we are really interested in and really serious about. So I felt that it was appropriate just because everybody's talking about it on Facebook. Everybody is kind of tuning into the show, and shouts out to the writers and shouts out to the creators and even shouts out to the life that this particular show is themed after, right? And it reminds me because we know that Fathers and Sons Speak really emerges out of an experience that I had with my father reconnected with him after 28 years, and he shared his story with me, and it changed my life forever. It's inspired me to author the book, Fathers and Sons Speak, and launch the movement. And now we're trying to collect 100,000 stories. That's how we get here today. And that's how we even get connected with you. Young brother, got a family, have a lot to say, certainly have something to say as it relates to fatherhood issues, right? And just making sure that we are in position to do that. And so today, let me pause here real quick. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, man. So today we want to talk about overall impressions. And when you watch it, we want to think about some words, some things that come to mind, some top learned lessons. Because what we'll do in this special edition is we will talk about a lot of the things that we learned from watching the show, and we'll also sort of talk about places where we agree and disagree, made it something that you really wanted to connect to and connect with. And then the last thing that we'll talk about is like which character situation did you connect with the most, man? And you know, if you could really had a conversation with us, because there are certainly a lot of places where there's room for conversation. But you know, just how about some overall impressions, man? So we got this show. It's about a young man who is recruited out of inner city Los Angeles to go to a less inner city space. We got LA, and then he moves from there to Beverly Hills. Yeah, man, you know, and he's, yeah, go ahead, talk to me. Mm, mm, yeah, yep, for sure. Yeah. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, man. So, all right. So, yeah. So, maybe a couple of words. Like, what's one word that comes to mind when you think about the thing? Yeah. Mm, yeah. 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 You know, and for me, like one word comes to mind is like, wow. Like, I was really surprised, man, at how many different issues were contained in this particular show, man. It's like, really? It's like, really? Man, and you know, it kept on going there. Like I thought, you know, because at some point shows fall off. At some point, the writing kind of wavers, but it just kept happening like several times throughout the show, and I was just like trying to figure out like, man, what in the world is going to happen next? And that's what kind of kept me on the edge of my seat, man. And I was also trying to like, it took a long time for me to figure out where the title came in, right? Like, why was All American? Like, we didn't even hear a lot of it until you get to like some of the latter episodes. So in the beginning, they're really laying out a lot of the foundation and some really, really pivotal stuff, man. But talk to me, man. Like, what, like, I know I have a certain character that I really want to commend the writers and I want to commend the story in itself, right? Because there are so many different layers of father-son relationships, man. And this is, I mean, each one of them really bears its own opportunity to really have a conversation about. And we see it on so many different levels, man. So, uh, man, so for me, I know I connected because of my own story, man. I connected because I grew up in a single parent household, man, and watching that relationship and watching him walk up those steps, because I had to walk up those steps, and watching him in his relationship with his brother, and watching him, the key player, or the key one of the people who stars in the show, plays the role of a guy named Spencer. Uh, and Spencer is an all-star football player, and I connect with that, right? And I'm watching him go to school in the inner city. I'm watching him do very well on the field. I'm watching him with his football dreams, right? And I'm watching him commit to that, and I'm also watching him excel in school. And but at the same time, I'm watching set about what life has dealt him, and I'm watching him prioritize, like, he needs to succeed because he's got to take care of mom and he's got to take care of little brother. And I'm watching the weight of the world on his shoulders, and I'm watching him defend his friends, and I'm watching him step up to all of the people who would try to oppose him. Like, that's what connects for me. Like, I feel like that's my life. Like, I feel like that is what I experienced, and that mess just resonated with me. And I was just wondering, like, how how are things going to change for him, and how is he going to deal with that? So, I mean, that's what really helped me to connect with the show, man. What about you? Mm, yeah, yeah, hmm, yeah, 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 man. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hmm. Yes, sir. Mm, yeah, yeah. Mm, yeah. Mm, yeah. Hmm. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. 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 Wait, you a football coach? Did you just say that? Shut your mouth. I didn't know. You're lying to me. Are you serious? Yeah. Wow. How did you get into that? Just real briefly. Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Word. No way. So listen, man, here's what we're gonna do. So we gotta come back to that, man. We are going to have an episode where you and I just deal specifically with Billy Baker and him as the high school coach and also as a father. I want to just deal with that. We'll dig in, just you and I, because you know, if you are a high school football coach, I have some questions for you. You understand what I'm saying? Like I really have some things that really, really disturb me as it relates to how he managed it, right? I mean, I got some questions, you know what I'm saying? But man, listen, that's so dope, man. I really wish I had known that. So, those are our impressions, man. And I really want to pause here for those of you who are listening, man. Number one, you got to watch this show. I don't care what your position is. I don't care what your thoughts are. I don't care where you came up. This is a generational show. This is a show that you need to make sure that you watch. Sit down and watch it with your kids. And it covers a broad and diverse set of topics, like how to deal with law enforcement, like how to exist in an environment where you may be the one in your classroom that is unique, how to exist in an interracial relationship, how to exist in a single parent home, how to interface with gang culture, right? What do you do when you watch your friends pass away? How do you even like the show even takes you into some of the intricate aspects of being a successful man and the things that you have to balance and how difficult that can be and how you manage the stage when you get it. What do you say? What content? How do you leverage your influence? I mean, all of it's right there. And so, listen, man, you got to watch this show. Yes, sir. You got to watch this show. Yeah, man. And so, I think we got it. All right. So those are our impressions, man. I'm super duper excited about it. I'm assuming that means that the character that you connected with the most is Coach Billy Baker. Am I right? Okay. So wait. So I know why you would connect with him. Let me tell you. Uh, and I connected with him to an extent, right? And I also connected with Spencer. God, I'm missing his last name. Yeah, Spencer James. Yeah. I connected with Spencer James, man. And I want to talk to the actor who played him. We got to try to get him on the show. I want to talk to the actor who played him because I want to know what it was like, kind of. Uh, Trying to, yeah. But you know what? There were some other areas because it really depends on where you're at in the show, who you connect with. And so there's a young man who I connect with because it happened to me, and I'll share a little story here. And that is, Spencer James has a best friend named Coop, right? And they have there's a narrative that moves throughout that, but then there's this other guy who is a part of the gang. I can't remember his name right now. It's escaping me. Yeah. So let me tell you about Sean, man. Listen, I connect so much with Sean. So let me tell you, when I was coming up, and I was raised in Compton, when I was coming up, the gang culture was so attractive to me. It was something I wanted to be the best gangbanger. And I grew up in a Crip neighborhood, the largest one in Compton. And, the Crip gang is still very much well known. And I don't want to give too much more away about that, but I grew up in that particular space. And I'm telling you, I wanted to be a gang banger. I wanted to be the best gang banger. I was about to out gang bang anybody. I would step to you. It'd be all kinds of issues. I mean, I got a different path now, but I'm telling you, I was trying to be. Oh, I promise you. So let me tell you, because I had, yeah, we do need to talk about that. But I grew up in that neighborhood, and I was really, really well connected with one of the hardest young gangbangers, right? So there's a part in the show where it talks about the OGs, and it talks about the current G's, or little G's, or the G's, whatever you want to call them. And so I connected with Sean because time right now, and we connect, with Facebook every now and then. But I remember, man, I told him I wanted to bang, and I was trying to be down, man. I was trying hard to be down. And I remember we went to a theater, Lakewood Theater, just to be straight up. If you ever been there, right, there was a time when there was increased police presence. I'm not going to go any further because I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but know that one of the reasons why that happened, let's just say we had something to do with it. But it was right around this time, and I remember trying to be down, and I remember him and a couple of the homies sitting me down, and they said, listen, this life is not for you. You got something better for yourself. And they literally would not let me get down. Like, they literally would not let me bang, bro. And I like owe a lot of my success to them, just because they could have let me be in that life with them. They could have took me up under their wing. But similar to Sean, they pushed me away because they saw something better in me. They told me, you got to go out and you got to do this. This life is not for you. They saw something in me that I did not see myself. And as a consequence, I'm not some world-renowned gangbanger, and I'm not laid out in somebody's streets, and nobody had to do my funeral. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I connected with him in a big way, man. And so, mhm, yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's a good question. It's a good question, right? So for my listeners, for those of you who didn't know, yeah, I did grow up in that particular space. I did want to be a gangbanger. I don't have anything against gangbangers. I do have something to say about gangbangers who are a little misled and who don't understand the opportunity that they have to transform their community. I do have something to say about those who are using gang culture to escape home life, and things like that, or to mask your insecurity, or to do things like that. I got something to say to you, but for those of you who have chosen this as your life and you excel in it, you use that as a tool to empower your community, even though there is some discrepancy there, I'm not necessarily completely opposed to the idea of there being a group of brothers that you connect to, a group of people that you connect to that empower you to live a life of influence. I am not opposed to that. But what does it mean to be the greatest gangbanger? It means, for me, being the greatest gangbanger is to be the hardest guy on the block. It means to confront opposition. It means to confront adversity in a way that is better than others, man. It is to have courage. It is to be bold. It is to take a stance and be unmovable and be unshakable. It is to love. It is to love some people deeply, so deeply that you're willing to give your life for them. It is to know that you are responsible for a territory and defend it tooth and nail. It is to wake up every day and go to sleep thinking about it. It is to represent that gang in a way that makes people want to join it. I mean, I'm talking about being the greatest gangbanger is like rallying an army to get behind you and say, this is what we represent, and we're down for it. We're committed to it. There is nothing that's going to change our mind. There's nothing that's going to change our integrity. And so for me, that's what it meant. And like when I was striving to be that, I was like, listen, if there's something that needs to be done, call me. If there's something that needs to be represented, call me. If there's something that you can't do by yourself, that you need some help with, or you need somebody who's going to solve the issue, I'm your dude, I'm your boy. The other thing of it is, I think there is a sense of brotherhood there, right? Because for me, I wanted my friend to know you don't have to do this alone, right? So back to that story I was telling you, where it is that we went to the theater, and my friend was so convinced that he didn't want me to be caught up in that life. He literally sat me down. There's little benches that you can sit down, and actually there's some benches right outside the arcade. I remember I was sitting there, and I was sitting with one of my other homeboys, and he said, "Hey man, I'll be right back," because there were some dudes on the other side of the theater, and he felt like he needed to go and confront them because he recognized them, and he thought that they was from some other hood. He needed to go and establish his territory, but he didn't want to implicate me in that activity. So what did he do, man? He sat me down there and he went over, he walked across the theater, and walked up in these cats' face. And I'm talking about as close as I am to this microphone, he in their face. And I don't know what he said. I don't know what he did, but I know he walked back over there and like, we ain't got no problems, right? But he said to me, I said, man, why you gonna do that? What you gonna do? He said, I had to let them know. And I was like, dude, that's crazy to me that now you came back over here. They probably think we together, but at least you took the steps that you felt was necessary to, if you ever had to let any of your other homeboys know that I wasn't repping the hood, or you ever had to let them know that you were with me, but I wasn't a part of the gang, you separated from me in order to be able to do that business, right? And so to me, he's the coldest. That cat is the coldest. Like, he's like, listen, I'm good with you. We from the same hood. I know your parents. I'm not gonna bring you into this life, but I'm a solid enough gangbanger that I'm still gonna rep my hood, right? Even in a public place, these guys gonna know I'm here. If I see you and I think that you're gonna be a problem, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna address that, advance, man. And so shouts out to that cat. Like, I still think, and I still have great respect for him for honoring my life, but also representing what he believed. And listen, now he didn't have every skill, right? I was a better dancer, right? I was a better, I was the life of a party. He got a lot of the girls because, at that stage, some girls are still looking for they perfect game, baby. You understand what I'm saying? They want somebody who rough around the edges, who's going to love them, who's going to kill for them, But, but if I called him today, and I was like, Spade, I need some help, right? Without question. Like, even from where he is now, I can still make a phone call, right? And I feel confident, absolutely. And he's a believer now, but he still has to live in a way that allows him to keep his life. So that's the long answer to a very short question, which is, what is, a perfect gangbanger? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Word. This is a fascinating conversation. Uh, uh, word. Yes, sir. Mm, yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. 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 Yes, sir. Yeah. Mm, yeah. 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 Listen, I appreciate that, man. And it is also, there are some things in our lives, right, as we kind of move through this, and I, sort of draw to a close because I think it's important. Thank you, Brian, for being on this episode talking about overall impressions. But I know, like Dr. King said, basically, you have to find something that you're willing to die for. And every one of us comes across moments in our lives where we have so much love for something that we're willing to give our lives for. And I mean, I can go, I go in all day on that particular piece. That stuff gets me excited just thinking about it. But when we get to the place, and sometimes this is why fathers and sons speak is so important, because sometimes that thing is becoming a parent. Sometimes that thing is our son. Sometimes that thing is losing a parent or losing a son. And that then gives us some sense of purpose, something to connect to, and something that really drives us to a level of engagement that we didn't even know we had inside of us. But let me go ahead and pause us here, man. Listen, this has been amazing. I got to get you back on for another episode. Any last words, man? 30 seconds. Yes, sir, man. Listen, you've been live with your host, Charles Dorsey, man. And thank you, Brian, for coming on. Man, this special edition is about to be real, man. Make sure you share this with your friends. And of course, if you want to learn more about Fathers and Sons Speak, go ahead and find us at our handle at Father and Son, actually at Father Son Speak, one word on Instagram, one word on Twitter, one word on Facebook, or visit our website. We just excited, man. Can't wait for this edition to continue. We'll see you next time. All right. Let's see. Hold on. Let me stop the recording. Let me pause that. Let me end the stream. End it.